All right, good evening, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, so the work session for Tuesday, January 17th is called to order. Our mission statement is as follows. It is the mission of the City of Forest Park to enhance, strengthen, and grow our city by collaborating with our community to provide the highest level of service, striving to be recognized as a diverse community that values and respects all members. We will strive to provide fair, professional, and courteous service through transparency and open communication. As we work to achieve this mission, we will have integrity beyond reproach while employing fiscal discipline and innovation. In this work, there are no praises and raises for mediocrity. Can we have the roll call, please, Ms. Hood?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Roll call for January the 17th, 2023 work session. Mayor Butler,
Present.
Councilmember James,
Present.
Councilmember Anton,
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Facebook viewers.
Councilmember Gutierrez,
Present.
Councilmember Akins Wells,
Here.
Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Mayor and council, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Dr. Cooper, you have the floor for the city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. City Manager's Report for January 17th. February 24th, 2023, Gateway Restoration Church, 4981 Phillips Drive, Forest Park, will be hosting free health screenings for the community. Registration is required, and if you would like to participate, please contact Shamina Lane at 404-804-5008 to register. Qualifying fees for the 2023 general election for the positions of council member Ward 3, 4, and 5 are $432. For more information regarding the 2023 general election, please visit the City of Forest Park website under the header of departments, and you can click on the city clerk's page. For city operations, on January 11th, the City of Forest Park's Economic Development Department hosted our first business roundtable. We had several businesses attend and discuss their experiences interacting with the city. We had several complaints on our operation, but we also heard the concerns regarding inspection inconsistencies and lack of follow through with plans review. And we will be hosting these on a more regular basis with and we'll come and welcome input from our business community to make doing business with us more efficient. On January 6th, per City Council's approval, Planning and Community Development and the City Manager's Office kicked off our discussions to update the city's 5-year comprehensive plan with the assistance of the Atlanta Regional Commission. The plan was last updated in 2018, and throughout this process, there will be several opportunities for the community input and questions as the plan is updated, and the plan requires updating every 5 years. And this is just information for council. David New, erosion control inspector, lost his wife on Friday, January 6th, after a lengthy illness. So please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. And next, I would like to address some of the things that was stated at the last meeting regarding payroll and some of the challenges that we've been having with payroll. Since council approved us to move forward with the ADP project, that's what we have been working to do, move the city from a manual process to an automated process. This has come to be challenging because of the simple fact that, moving any manual process to automation, a lot of things will fall out as you go through these processes, as you run things through these processes. We've been doing our best to update to make sure that we have these things corrected. But one of the things that, from speaking with members of our staff and employees, one of the things that they faulted was communication. I did inform them that communication will be better moving forward. I promise that. There's been a lot of finger pointing with this, and that's not the goal here. The goal is to ensure that we have a payroll process that allows for everyone to get paid what they are supposed to get paid on the timely basis and when they're supposed to get paid. That has been the goal. That has always been the goal. It was stated to this council and to the public that people had been banned from City Hall. as far as employees. And I just wanted to make it clear that no city employee has ever been banned or restricted from coming to City Hall. That, I don't know where that came from. I went out speaking with employees to make sure that they understood that directly from me. No one has ever been banned from coming to City Hall or restricted. We've asked that you follow your chain of command if you have an issue. And again, part of that following that chain of command is us communicating back through that same chain so you know what we are doing at this level and in this area to get things done. But I will emphatically say that no one has ever been banned. My office has been open since I've been here. I've always had an open door policy and always will have an open door policy. I speak with any and every employee that comes through. I may not have an answer for you right then and there, but I promise you that we would get you one and we get you one and we get you a resolution. So I just wanted to make it publicly known to this council and publicly known to every employee listening, every resident listening. No employee has ever been banned from City Hall, and as long as I'm sitting in this chair as city manager, no employee ever will be banned from City Hall. And if anybody else is telling you anything any different, I'm here to tell you that that is totally incorrect. Next, I have employee spotlight. I'd like to give kudos to the Forest Park Fire Department for providing mutual aid assistance to Spalding County Fire on last week's storm. Chief Clemens did contact me to let us know that it was requested for aid. As you all know, Spalding County did get hit really bad with the storm, and the Forest Park Fire Department did rise to that challenge and respond. So thank you, Chief Clemens, for everything, and thank the crews for going out and helping. Shout out to Mayor Angeline Butler and the Forest Park Police and Fire Department for their participation in State Representative Rhonda Berneau, thank you. Berneau's Martin Luther King Day celebration and parade held in Jonesboro on January 6th. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures of that, but we will get some soon. And the last thing I have is not up there, but council, I would like for us to please welcome back our own Mr. or Police Officer Anthony Morgan. For those of you who don't know, Officer Morgan has been deployed for the last year serving our country.
Wow.
Thank you for your service, Officer Morgan. It is awesome to see you back and welcome back to the family.
Nigel's back too. He had a nice
Yes,
vacation.
Nigel's
Okay.
back. His nice Caribbean vacation.
Hold on, we got somebody back there. She back. Too.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chief. Okay. Come up to the mic so people can hear you, Chief.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Council. I just want to introduce somebody real quick. My friend Lisa Baker, she's a retired battalion chief out of Oakland, California. She's a concept professional. She does a lot of promotional assessment centers, and she's come here on the low. I don't know how I'm going to repay her to train our members on promotional processes. So we got that 3 days from 9 to 4 at 696 Main Street.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Baker. Thank you. And that's my report, Mayor.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Old business, item 1, council discussion and approval of appointment of our mayor pro tem, background and history. Section 2.22, mayor pro tem, alternate presiding officer. The city council at the first regular meeting in January of each year shall elect from its membership a mayor pro tem for a term of 1 year. The mayor pro tem shall perform the duties of the mayor during her absence from the city or her disability. We need to make those pronoun corrections, please.
That was directly from this, but we will do that. Thank you.
Any questions or comments?
I have a good idea. I think we should go with Councilwoman Kim.
Okay, well, when we get to
Yeah.
that point in the regular session, yes, sir. Item 2, council discussion and approval to amend Human Resources Department's budget and to add a new position, background and history. The Human Resources Department is requesting a budget amendment to add another staff member with the position title of HR Generalist. This position is needed due to the recent realignment of duties and tasks within the city's operations. The HR department has operated with minimal staff, and in order to ensure we are fulfilling our duties and responsibilities, another staff person is needed prior to the start of the 2023-2024 budget year. Any questions or comments? Ms. Brown, do you want to come to the mic, please? Councilwoman James, any
Yeah,
questions or comments?
I do. Basically, I know we have a budget retreat coming up this weekend, and I would defer to tabling this until after we've had further discussion on that. That's my recommendation, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Antoine?
I like to hear, there she go. Yeah, I like to hear from HR.
Basically, as you know, we're working with myself, deputy director. I have HR assistant right currently, and I just hired someone internally for another HR assistant. But due to the recent realignment of the duties within the city, I'm needing another person to help make sure that we do all of our duties that we're responsible for, as well as the new duties that have been reassigned to us.
Thank you. Councilman Gutierrez?
Is this, will you be opening the position up for hire, or is there somebody you already had in mind for this, Ms. Brown?
Basically, I would do it internally as I've done the rest of the positions. If someone is qualified internally, I will, of course, look at them first. If no one is eligible or qualified, then I will look outside the city.
Councilwoman Wells? Councilman Mears? All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Item 3, council discussion and approval for budget line item transfer, background and history. The Planning and Development Department use software tools to carry out its day-to-day operations to enter and acquire information concerning development plans, code enforcement, zoning and permits. The PCD department is requesting to transfer $29,885 from its municipal planning line item number 100-55-7410-52-1200 line item to its geographic information line item number 100-55-7410-52-3925. Any questions or comments? Councilwoman James?
No.
Councilman Antoine?
No.
Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells? I'm sorry? Is that no?
Voting or you calling for question?
Questions?
No.
All right, Councilman Mears. All right, thank you. What was that? Number 4, council discussion and approval of Gov Clarity software, background and history. The Planning and Development Department and several other departments use Gov Clarity software to look up zoning and other land use elements of city parcels based on each department's specific needs. This software is a vital component to the daily operations of each department. Any questions or comments, Councilwoman James?
Yes, is this an item that was already budgeted for?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For this particular item, we received the software previously through a discounted rate. And most recently, it was paid through ARPA funds that we received through a grant, through the ARPA grant. And accordingly, in the initial terms, it was at a discounted rate. So now with this agreement, the price has gone up to a little over $11,000.
So is this already in the budget, or is an item that we have to amend their budget?
That was the purpose of me requesting the line item adjustment that we just previously looked over. So we will have enough funding in the GIS line item budget to cover the expense.
Okay, so it goes with the line item before.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Antoine?
No.
Councilman Gutierrez?
What's the price again? Ms. Gardner, you said 11,000 roughly?
The current price is $11,700.
And it's an annual membership?
It's an annual membership. And well, actually, it expired on December 31st. but I was able to talk with the companies to give us time to do some processes that we need to do in order to request these adjustments.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Wells?
No.
Councilman Mears? All
Madam
right,
Mayor,
thank.
I
yes,
have
ma'am.
one other
Sure.
question. Is this software available to us? I think I've seen this before and it's kind of, it's unique in the way it allows you to see different things going on in the city. Would it be available to?
Well, the way it works, we would have to, there are license agreements, and so we assign so many licenses for usage.
Okay. I would like to see if we could possibly.
Yeah, so in other words, that just says that we can purchase additional licenses for
Yeah.
council if
Cost.
Joe chooses, yes.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Item 5, discussion and approval of allocating funds to the Police Department for surveillance cameras and installation. Background and history. The Police Department intends to install surveillance cameras and monitoring open public areas in an effort to enhance the safety and service for all of Forest Park citizens and visitors to our city. There are 34 poles that have been identified for camera installation. Each camera will have 360-degree directional capabilities. Georgia Power will complete the installation as the cameras will be attached to existing poles that Georgia Power owns, and only Georgia Power can install new equipment on their poles. The anticipated total cost of the project would be roughly $819,270. Funds are needed to cover the cost of equipment, installation, software, and to have in place a contingency budget. The police department did not account for the surveillance cameras in the capital outlay budget or the American Rescue Act funds. Thus, no funds were allocated for these cameras. The police department is requesting allocation from the ARPA funds. Any questions or comments? Councilwoman James?
Yes, so the 34 polls that's was identified, how were they identified?
I can speak on that, Councilwoman, and Deputy Chief Johnson would be here, but she's, as you all know, ill. We do have Captain Gant and procurement manager Arthur Jeter here to further go into detail. However, those 34 polls were researched to have the highest crime areas in the city. And based on those polls and the allocations of the cameras, those would be the best fit for those higher crime areas in the city. But those poles would also be fitted with the Shot Spotter program. The antenna for the Shot Spotter, they don't necessarily use the cameras. They use the triangular sounds from gunfire, and they can determine that it was gunfire rather than, let's say, firecrackers or something of that nature, to have people properly dispatched. So this was a research from the company as well as our PD to identify some of the higher crime areas for the camera installation.
Okay, additional question.
Yes, ma'am.
The Fuchsia system, which I think we had a presentation on that as well. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
also included in this total that we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. And the reason that Fuchsia's is definitely included is because Fuchsia's actually ties our cameras into the cameras of other companies other municipalities in the area that uses Fuchsia. So not only would they be able to tap into our cameras to see what they need to see as far as crime or things going on, we would be able to tap into theirs if needed to, spot suspects or whatever the case may be.
Okay, final question, Madam Mayor. The allocation of the ARPA funds are these the funds the new funds that we're getting in, and some of the funds that we wanted to have allocated to like the home repairs and things like that? Is this
Different?
gonna take away, or is this the same batch of money that we're
It's
talking
all
about?
the same batch of money. However, and I'm going off memory here. I would get you a solid number, but we do have, I think, roughly a little over $1.5 million left of the last allocation we received. That, people had been speaking with council for. I know one of the things that we spoke about was the EOC, the redevelopment of a building for the EOC, which was a project, this project here. But this project had came along before the renovations of the EOC. So the way I see it is that if council would like to allocate this money for that, up with the upcoming budget, we could talk about the funds to allocate to renovate an EOC for the city.
Councilman Antoine.
Okay, Dr. Cooper, so what's your recommendation on?
My recommendation would be that we approve the cameras and the installation of this project, simply based on the fact that this is some technology that has not only been used in multiple municipalities across the country, but at this point in time, I think we probably had the best price because if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Jeter, these cameras are purchased on a state contract, right? And we definitely don't want to lose the price that we have because they will definitely be going up.
Shout out to Mr. Jeter.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Like, my colleague would say, it's a no-brainer, so. Yeah, I'm good.
Councilwoman Wells. And Councilman Mears. All right, thank you. And so we do have executive session. And so I'm going to ask for a motion to recess the work session and enter into executive session for personnel, litigation, real estate, or legal matters.
So
That's Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman James, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. We shall return.
Okay, Councilwoman, I'll call you when you come back.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. It is 6:35. And is there a motion to adjourn the executive session and reconvene into our work session?
So move.
Councilwoman James, is there a second?
Second.
Else Councilman Antoine, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Now, is there a motion to adjourn the work session?
So move.
Councilwoman James, is there a second?
Second.
Else Councilman Antoine, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. And we will be back at 7 o'clock for our regular meeting. It is 7 o'clock, so the regular called meeting for mayor and council for January 17th is called to order. And we will begin with our mission statement, which is as follows. It is the mission of the city of Forest Park to enhance, strengthen, and grow our city by collaborating with our community to provide the highest level of service, striving to be recognized as a diverse community, that values and respects all members. We will strive to provide fair, professional, and courteous service through transparency and open communication. As we work to achieve this mission, we will have integrity beyond reproach while employing fiscal discipline and innovation. In this work, there are no praises and raises for mediocrity. Is that, oh, Bishop? Yes, Bishop Fortson from Paradise Church. He is going to bless us this evening by doing the invocation. So all those who are able to stand, can you please do so and then remain standing throughout the Pledge of Allegiance?
Point of order.
State your point.
We forgot the call to order. Welcome.
No, it's the invocation and then the call. Roll call.
Right. Well, we give God praise and honor for this great opportunity. Shall we bow our head? Lord, we thank you and praise you for this great opportunity to be able to come tonight to pray your blessing upon our mayor and our great council tonight. You said in your word, Lord, that supplication, prayer, and intercession and giving of thanks should be made for all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. So, Lord, I thank you for the opportunity to be able to pray for our mayor and the city council members who has an awesome job in leading our city. I pray a special blessing upon our mayor that you will continue to give her great vision for the city and give her wisdom, knowledge, and give us strength to be able to serve your people. I pray also, Lord, that you look upon the great leaders that you have surrounded her with, who serve with knowledge, honesty, and integrity, because we know that everything rise and fall on leadership. I pray for their families, that you will keep them safe from COVID-19 and any variants that we have, that they'll be able to focus on your work. I thank you, Lord, for how you continue to bless the peoples of Forest Park tonight as they come. If they have questions, Lord, let it be an answer, and let us continue to serve each other. And we ask these blessings in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, individually, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Roll call for January 17th, 2023. Mayor Butler,
Present.
Councilmember James,
Present.
Councilmember Anton,
Good evening, everybody, Facebook viewers, guests, and family and friends.
Councilmember Gutierrez,
Present.
Councilmember Akins Wells. Councilmember Beard.
Here.
Mayor and council, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Were there any public comments? All right, there are no public comments. So is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda with the addition of item 7, which would be a motion for the council to consider the expansion of the Downtown Development Authority?
So move.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilman Antoine. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. The minutes from January 3rd, has everyone had the opportunity to review them? And if so, are there any changes to be recommended?
Mayor.
All right, if there are none, is there a motion to approve said minutes?
Make a motion that we approve said minutes.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
A second.
That was Councilman Mears. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm abstaining.
All right, that was one abstention from Councilwoman James. Old business, council approval to appoint a mayor pro tem. There was a discussion in the work session to appoint Councilwoman James. So is there a motion to appoint Councilwoman James?
So move.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilman Mears. Any discussion? All right, Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Antoine,
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez, Councilwoman Wells,
Yes.
and Councilman Mears.
Yes.
Thank you. Council approval to amend the Human Resources Department budget to add a new position. There was a discussion to table such matter. Is there a motion to table this item?
So move.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second? All right, with no second, that dies. So is there a motion on the floor?
Yes, I make a motion that we approve the amendment item for Human Resource Department to add the new position.
All right, that was a motion by Councilman Antoine, and that was a second by Councilman Gutierrez. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James,
No.
Councilman Antoine,
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells, and Councilman Mears.
Yes.
That was 3-2, okay. Item 4, council approval of resolution 23-03 for budget line item transfer. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So move.
Councilwoman James, is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilman Antoine. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells? And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 5, council approval of a resolution to purchase Gov Clarity software. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So move.
Let's see, that's Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
That's Councilman Gutierrez. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells? And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
All right, item 6, council approval of allocating funds to the police department for surveillance cameras and installation. Background and history. The police department intends to install surveillance cameras for monitoring open and public areas in an effort to enhance the safety and service for all Forest Park citizens and visitors to our city. There are 34 poles that have been identified for camera installation. Each camera will have a 360-degree directional capability. Georgia Power will complete the installation as the cameras will be attached to existing poles that Georgia Power owns, and only Georgia Power can install new equipment on their poles. The anticipated total cost of this project would be roughly $819,270. Funds are needed to cover the cost of equipment, installation, software, and to have in place a contingency budget. The police department did not account for the surveillance cameras in the capital outlay budget or the American Rescue Funds Act. Thus, no funds were allocated for the cameras. The police department is requesting allocation from the ARPA funds. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve this agenda item.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
I'll second.
That was Councilwoman James. Any further discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make sure that we continue to look at the ARPA funds and those priorities that we set, that we still kind of keep those in mind.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Antoine, Councilman Gutierrez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells, and Councilman Mears.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 7, is there a motion to approve the expansion of the Downtown Development Authority's jurisdiction?
So move.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
A second.
That was Councilman Mears. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Ward 2, you have some good news coming to your district. Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells? And Councilman Mears.
Yes.
Closing comments by the governing body. Councilwoman James, you have the floor.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I will have my ward meeting on this Thursday at 696 Main Street at 5:30. We will be going to the budget retreat on Friday. So if you all want to travel out to Douglasville, you're welcome to come and join us. It is a public meeting. And on next week, Wednesday, we have a new principal at Forest Park High School, Dr. Dancy, she's the interim principal. Of course, we have a interim, we have a new superintendent who has some new interim superintendents. I think I said that right. Mr. Manning, who was the former principal of Forest Park High School, is one of the deputy, that's what I meant to say, deputy superintendents for I think it's area A and C. I don't know, I get them mixed up. But anyway, next week, Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we will be sponsored by Chick-fil-A and the Forest Park PTSA. We'll have breakfast for a meet and greet with the principal. And then we'll also have a meet and greet at 5:30 on that same evening. So we're looking for sponsors. If you want to sponsor a little bite to eat for that day, let me know. And there was one other thing. Oh, market calendar for June. We will be having a major giveaway of goods from Good 360 and Helping Hands Ending Hunger. Hopefully we'll be producing a flyer in the month of February and getting the information out. You will have to reserve your space to go and shop, and everything is absolutely free. Brand new items. There's another date, and I cannot bring it to my head right now. It's in May. It is going to be the senior caravan, and I don't know if you remember the date. It's on it's the senior caravan, and we will have a community, help me, Mayor, community community event fun day on that same day at Kiwanis Stadium, where we're going to bring together the entire community to celebrate our graduating seniors and to have a good time on the field. I know Rock Church of Atlanta is a big part of that, but we are asking anyone that wants to participate to reach out to me and let me know. And I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Antoine.
Yes, I want to say welcome to the soldier, the police officer that was here. I'm sure you can say confidently, you know why you're here. I want to give a shout out to Chief Clemens, known that this city is doing much more work than within the city. You're in Spalding County and all the counties that got affected. My heart goes out to those folks over there that trees and tornado hit. And if you look at the map where the storm was hitting, Clayton County was about to be next, and the storm ended. So really, really, really very important. Once storms come, we have a plan. Because there is no way what happened the other day should it be happening. Yeah, a lot of trees. I want to also not sure if everybody knows about it, but President Biden has a program where he's allowing Nicaraguans, Cubans, and Haitians 30,000 each per country to come in, and that's for temporary visas where they come in and work. If you know anybody that's Cuban, Haitians, or Nicaraguans, that's a program that the State Department is hosting to have everybody eligible to come to this country. Also, last but not least, City Edge, shout out. I have a lot of my Ward 2 residents that called in that program. Those that don't know, city has a rental assistance program where we would help residents that need rental assistance. So shout out to City Edge. You are doing a good job. Mr. Jeter, raise your hands. Shout out to your department. You go unnoticed, and I wanted to notice you for all that you do. God bless. I know that Boo's Antoine what? Loves you guys.
Councilman Gutierrez.
It's 2 shout outs for Jeter today. You do love him. That's nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you for everybody that's viewing online. This Friday, we got our bingo night with the senior center, so please pull up with your quarters. I'm just kidding. We don't gamble. You will just win a prize if you win. If anybody wants to donate towards those prizes, you're more than welcome as well. We have our council retreat. We'll be discussing finances and some more things in our city. Excited about that, to meet with my colleagues. I know that we live really close, but honestly, a lot of the time I don't really see them. We don't see each other together in the same place. So I'm looking forward to this to talk about our city's future and make sure that, we're all aligned on the same page. Besides that, we have a back-to-back national champion, so I'm happy for that. I know Mike is shaking his head, but I started school also. I am taking a leadership certification at the University of West Georgia. I graduated from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce cohort that I was in, and I'm excited to bring a lot of those resources to our community. I'll be meeting up with Mr. Abrams to see if we can establish some type of business owners kind of association or something, so we can kind of, amplify their voices and make sure that our local businesses here have what they need. And we're not just focused on, bringing in new ones, which is important for new business to come, but we got to take care of the ones we have. With all that being said, if y'all need anything, hit me up. Thank y'all for listening in.
Let's see, Councilwoman Wells disconnected at about 7:13. 7:13. Councilman Mears?
Yes, ma'am. I just want get a point of order with Mr. Cooper about our dog catchers. We got, I know the lady that's been doing it for a long time retired, and how many trucks do we have? Do you know right off without putting you on the spot?
I don't know right off my hand, two, I was gonna say Captain Gann would know, we have two.
Well, there's here lately, there's been some problems in my ward. There's been a rash of dogs getting loose and chasing people up and down the street that can't walk and jog in the afternoon and stuff like that. I know it's been reported to the police department. I just wanted to sort of follow up on it on their behalf so I could go back and report to them that we are diligently doing something to corral these mutts that are chasing them up and down the street. So that's why I asked the question. It's
We'll look
we're
into that.
still running. We're doing good, right? Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell them. Thank you.
Councilman
I'm
Antoine?
glad everybody's here. I'm glad you come tonight, and be careful going home, and we'll see you next time.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes, Ward 2, we will be having a town hall meeting. We're putting all that together. Those that live in Ward 2, you will be having a meeting with with Councilman Antoine. It's actually a come in peace. I'm getting a lot of gray hairs, you know what I'm saying? So just make sure that you guys come and give me some ideas so I could be able to make your ward the best ward that it is. Thank you, guys.
All right, I want to thank everyone for attending. I did participate in the MLK parade yesterday, and it was really epic. A lot of, not just the municipalities, I think there was representation from all 7 municipalities, and a lot of businesses and nonprofits were a part of it. But then at the conclusion of the parade, we did a tremendous welcome to our new superintendent, Dr. Smith. He is going to come in the near future to do a presentation on the school board, as well as talk about the upcoming SPLOS. I think that's March that we're going to be voting on that, and while we can't tell you what to vote or how to vote, I should say, we are going to let the residents know what impact the SPLOS will have on the city of Forest Park. And so you are a little late, sir. We are done. So I'm going to ask if that is it. Oh, yes.
I just want to shout out Captain Gant. I took a constituent that had an issue over there, and she gave us that world-class customer service. So thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? All right, thank you. That was Councilman Mears, or a second by Councilman Antoine. All right, thank you. All in favor, sorry. All right, opposed. All right, thank you. Now, thank you. I gave you,